The mass shooting of 6 Asian women at their place of work and 2 other white victims is reverberating around the country. The full motive behind the attacks is still unclear.
We are very early in this investigation. Even though we have made an arrest, there's still a lot more work to be done.
21-year-old Robert Aaron Long, now in custody and charged with murder and assault, has admitted to the shootings. Officials in Georgia who are investigating the case with the help of the FBI said he frequently visited massage parlors in the past and denied his attacks were racially motivated.
He does claim that it was not racially motivated. He apparently has an issue, what he considers a sex addiction, and sees these locations as something that allows him to go to these places, and it's a temptation for him that he wanted to eliminate.
In controversial remarks, Baker commented that the murder suspect had a bad day.
He was pretty much fed up and kind of at the end of his rope, and yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
The rampage yesterday began at around 5 p.m., some 30 miles south of Atlanta at Young's Asian Massage. About an hour later, police responded to shootings at 2 other establishments across from each other in northeast Atlanta. Police say Long was headed for Florida, where he seemed to have planned similar attacks. Even though law enforcement haven't pinned down a racial motive, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms said the murders raised fears among Asian Americans.
Obviously, whatever the motivation was for this guy, we know that many of the victims, the majority of the victims, were Asian. We also know that this is an issue that's happening across the country. It is unacceptable, it is hateful, and it has to stop.
That condemnation for anti-Asian violence echoed across the country today, including in Washington.
Very concerned because, as you know, I've been speaking about the brutality against Asian Americans for the last couple months, and I think it is very, very troublesome.
On Capitol Hill, the chair of the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus, Congresswoman Judy Chu, blamed the surge of attacks on former President Trump and his xenophobic rhetoric during the pandemic.
It just brings home to so many Asian Americans that they are fearful of their lives and circumstances where they would otherwise feel safe in their homes and at their jobs.
The nonprofit group Stop AAPI Hate found hate incidents surged by nearly 150% in 2020, with Asian American women more than twice as likely to be targeted. This as the Anti-Defamation League issued new findings today that white supremacist propaganda is at a decades-long high. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Stephanie Tsai.